All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Friday, and we all know what that means. It is Octane Friday, and this is when, you know what, we kick it up a notch. So, another Friday comes around. It's fall, we're getting there in fall season, and that seems to bring out a lot of metal in me. I don't know why, it just does, but maybe that's more because Halloween comes up and it just gets you in that right mood. I don't know, who knows. But we're going back. This is an interesting story. We're going back to September 15th, 1980. That is when Ozzy Osbourne released his first solo record, Blizzard of Oz, in the United Kingdom. That's a key point because it was not released in the United States until March 27th of 1981. How about that? Usually there's a difference of like a week. I haven't been able to read as to why there was such a delay. I didn't spend too long. But anyway, what an epic record this is, considered one of the best metal albums of all time by many. I think Rolling Stone ranked it like number 6. 4 million copies of this record sold. Obviously the first record without Black Sabbath. He either quit or got fired, depending on who you asked. His first of only 2 records with Randy Rhoads before his tragic death. Also the drummer from Uriah Heep in his band. That's some pretty good stuff right there. All kinds of legal stuff around this. This is pretty ugly for a really long time, for decades. Apparently they thought the band was going to be called Blizzard of Oz, and then it was going to be Ozzy Osbourne in smaller letters. But then when the record came out, Ozzy's name was in big letters, and it made it look like Blizzard of Oz was the name of the album. And Randy Rhoads was like not one to cause trouble because he was a newbie, but like they were doing a lot of the writing, and there was a whole thing about who got credit for what and who got royalties what, lawsuits, all kinds of things. So anyway, I wonder what that would have been like if the band was called Blizzard of Oz. Kind of interesting, right? This record just so huge. The first time I heard this record was probably around 1981, probably that summer, or maybe the fall of 81. It's hard to say. Probably the fall of 81. This kid named Renee, I don't even remember his last name, in freshman year in high school, he was like, Mark, you need to listen to this record. And it was the first metal record I ever really owned. And I fell in love right away with Mr. Crawley. That was the one that I was drawn to out of all of them. But that was my introduction to Ozzy Osbourne. The songs on here, they're just classics, right? I'll highlight them, of course. I Don't Know, Crazy Train. Come on, Crazy Train. Goodbye to Romance. Suicide Solution, of course, that one got a little bit of hot water when he got sued for the suicide of a teenager, but he said that he wrote it. One of the lines, wine is fine. What is it? Wine is fine, whiskey's quicker, or something like that. He said that was more about Bon Scott than anything. And of course, Mr. Crawley. So this is a great record. The other controversy about this, I don't know that I even knew this story until I read about it, but apparently in 2002, in the middle of all these lawsuits still, 2002, these lawsuits still going on, and these guys that left were suing Ozzy, and so Ozzy re-released this record in 2002, and they took out their parts, and he brought in Mike Burden, who's in his band now, which was the drummer in Faith No More, and Robert Trujillo, right? That's Metallica's player since 2003, also in Suicidal Tendencies and Black Label Society. But anyway, he had them do all the parts over again, and then they even added some extra backing vocals. It didn't go over well, really, at all. And when they did the re-release for anniversaries, it was based on the original recording. So Anyway, what are we doing for song of the day? We had a long one yesterday with Katy Perry, so we're going to try to keep it a little shorter today. Mr. Crawley is my favorite, but you got to do Crazy Train. How can you not do Crazy Train? I mean, it's such an iconic song. This one never gets old. It is so good. It's still good to this day. I mean, everyone knows this song, right? I mean, who doesn't know this song? Just so awesome. I can't even say it enough. We love this song, Crazy Train, here. So turn this one up today. Tell me your Ozzy stories. I've seen him several times from the 80s up until we had tickets to see him with Megadeth right before COVID hit, or during COVID. So anyway, that's your song of the day. Enjoy it on Octane Friday, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.